Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I'm going to try to just hold my camera today and show you what I'm going to use to do these three pumpkins. First, I have bought these two at Big Lots, and my plan is to cover them with either cheesecloth fabric or doilies, and then accentuate with the leaves from Carrie Ann. And also I'm going to use some more of my little cutouts from the Fox Hollow kit. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I have all kinds of ribbons and things, but I just wanted to show you what I'm working with. Here's the leaves, and I'm gonna back them with this packing paper from Amazon. Well, actually, I think this might have been from Spellbinders. I got some Spellbinders kits. I'm gonna use these two pumpkin shapes and cover them, and I pulled off the word gather, so this would be nice and flat. I may add it back on. I kind of like that. And then this is my big pumpkin. And I thought about painting it, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to cover it, and then maybe use some ink on there if I need to cover up the bare wood color. But I'm going to be working on this today, and I'll be back to show you what I've done. And I'm making kind of a little fall spot in my room here, my craft room, that I'll share with you too. So I'll be back soon. Hello, this is Carolyn. I'm back to share with you the three pumpkins that I made this afternoon using mostly the Fox Hollow kit making paper leaves addition to the Fox Hollow collection that was offered by Shabby Art Boutique in the craft room for the members. This was quite a challenge. I've got glue all over me and blisters and stuff everywhere in this room. I can't make another single thing until I clean up my room, but this was really fun, and I want to share it with you, and I'll try the best I can to explain to you how I put these together. I want to mention first that if you're a member of the craft room, you can go to the craft room Facebook page and watch Carrie Ann make these leaves. I'll explain it a little bit, but if you want to watch the leaves made, she did a little video on that. So here's my pumpkins, and I'm going to show you one at a time and show you what I did. They're made to be a set, and so I think I'll show you the smaller one first because that's what I started with. This one was just a chunky wooden pumpkin that I got at Big Lots, and it was printed on the front with a kind of a burgundy leaf pattern, and of course I covered all that up, and it had the word gather on the front, and I just took that off so that I could use it on here. On this one, I just took a round doily and gathered it up around the top here, using my glue gun to kind of ruffle it around and glue it down. That's easier said than done, but that's what I did. I tied at the top jute bow and kind of tacked the little ends in place so that they would stay where I wanted them. Tucked up under this ruffle here, I have three. I did my leaves in sets of three fall leaves, and I used the brown paper backing on them. And after you get them glued together and then cut out, I used my vintage photo ink to ink the edges, and then you just crumple them up and spread them back out, and that gives them this really autumn dried leaf look. stuck up here right in the middle of them, I have an element, one of the fussy cuts from the Fox Hollow collection with the clock and the flowers. And then this piece here is a trim that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and it was in the clearance, and it was 10 yards, normally sold for $10 a yard, and I got the whole thing for $10. So you'll see this come up here and there on mostly on fall items or anything else. It is just a trim with dangly kind of an olive green beads, and I use a tiny bit of that on each of these pumpkins. So that's what I did with that. I just glued Gather on there and I was done. On all of these, the front looks better than the back, but I did the best I could. Here's our first one. The second pumpkin I covered with some tea-dyed cheesecloth that I bought. That was not what I wanted. It was too closely woven, so I just kept it to use as fabric. And I just wrapped it around the pumpkin, and the back looked terrible. So when I finished, I ended up cutting it oily and putting that on the back so it would have a more finished look. Then I had 3-point doily. I just had a portion of it left. So I used that to decorate the front and these two sides with those points, and then it was all cut up in the back. So again, I covered that up with these pieces. Then I wrapped this trim around the top to cover up all my rough edges up there. And I really like these danglies on here and the green. I tied a piece of coffee dyed cheesecloth at the top and put a jute bow. Again, this pumpkin came from Big Lots. I used 3 of the fall leaves, and then I added in some of the flowers and a leaf from our Fox Hollow collection. And this is just a portion of one of the tags, I believe, Farm Fresh pumpkins. Okay, it's that one. And here's the big one. And I, on this one, I had bought a lace top at the Goodwill store. And it was a stretchy lace, so it made it a little bit easier to get on this pumpkin. As you remember, this was from the Dollar Tree, and it was just a raw, light-colored wood. And I actually took my ink, a Vintage Photo ink, and my inker, and just went over it to kind of give it a darker look in the background and to finish off this edge. Then I covered the pumpkin with this stretchy, lacy, kind of a peach colored fabric that I thought went really well with this. I glued it down at the bottom as I went, and then I tacked it at the top, and then I wrapped it around, and it's kind of a mess in the back, but that's what it looks like in the back. I had to put a seam in there somewhere. And then this doily was another one that was partially cut off on one side. So I cut the middle open so that it would fit down over this stem, and tacked it down how I wanted it. And then the back part is a little ragged, but I just tacked it down so it wouldn't ravel out. Then at the bottom, I just used some of my cotton lace and to finish off the bottom because this was kind of rough around here where I had gathered that up. I used some of my, I got to looking in my ribbon, and this color of the hand-dyed recycled silk ribbon was just perfect for this. So that's what I tied at the top. And then I tucked in under it my leaves. Used the larger leaves. I used 3. And then I used some of the flowers from our Fox Hollow Digitals and a couple of little danglies. And if I place this just right, everything shows and looks really pretty at the top there. And then at the bottom, I wanted to have our little fox on there somewhere. So I have the little man and woman fox with their flowers. And then I just put some little paper flowers down here in the corner to finish this off. And there you go. That's a whole day's work. I'm not fast, and but this kind of craft, to me, it just doesn't go fast. You just have to get everything in the whole world out in the room and spread everything around and cut stuff and have fabric and glue and stuff everywhere. But this was fun. It's a fun project, and next I'm going to try to do the little Halloween card. I think that's so cute, and I have a friend that's just nuts over Halloween, and she's already decorated for Halloween. So I'm going to fix some kind of a card that she can put out with her decorations. I think she'll really enjoy that. So I hope you've had a good day. Remember, every day is a gift. Find the joy in every day, no matter what's going on, and share it with other people along the way. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's short and sweet, so I hope you maybe want to make some of these. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.